Jason did not buy a car. He bought a bill that arrived before his future. That is what made the decision so dangerous. It did not look reckless. It looked normal, a clean car, a reliable ride, a payment the dealer said he could afford. But the moment Jason signed, the car stopped being just a car. It became a monthly obligation, one that arrived before savings, before investing, before emergency cash, before freedom. Jason thought he was driving away with progress. But what followed him home was a payment, and it would come back every month, for years. The strange part was that no one around Jason called it dangerous. At work, people talked about car payments like they talked about rent. Normal, expected, part of adult life. In the parking lot, newer cars were everywhere. At lunch, coworkers joked about payments like they were just another monthly bill. His friends had them. His neighbors had them. Even his family said a reliable car made sense. And because everyone treated it like normal, Jason stopped treating it like debt. That is how the trap hid. Not behind a luxury car, not behind a wild decision, behind something ordinary. A payment small enough to approve. A payment common enough to ignore. A payment normal enough to trust. Because everyone had one, the payment stopped looking like a warning. It started looking like belonging, and that made the cage harder to see. The purchase did not feel like a trap. That was the problem. The test drive was smooth, the cabin was quiet, the seat felt clean, the car felt reliable, and the conversation never stayed on the full cost for long. It moved to the monthly payment. That smaller number was easier to hear, easier to accept, easier to justify. Jason did not think about 5 years of obligation. He thought about whether the payment fit this month. The salesperson did not make the car feel cheap. He made the obligation feel small. And once the decision felt small, it felt safe. That is how a large commitment becomes easy to sign. Not because the buyer is reckless, but because the debt is packaged as manageable. Jason did not feel trapped when he signed. That is why he signed. At first, the car felt good. That was the part Jason could not ignore. It felt clean, reliable, earned. It made ordinary days feel slightly upgraded. Pulling up somewhere felt different. Walking away from the car felt different. Even small comments from other people made the decision feel smarter. Nice car, good choice. You needed something reliable, and Jason believed them. Because part of it was true. He had worked hard. He did need transportation. He was not trying to look rich. He was trying to feel like he was moving forward. But that is what made the trap so quiet. Pride was real. The progress looked real, but the payment was real too, and unlike the new car feeling, the payment did not fade after the first week. It came back again and again. The car looked like progress, but the payment behaved like a chain. The payment did not ruin Jason overnight. That is why it kept passing for normal. It simply showed up first. Before he could think about saving, it was there. Before he could build emergency cash, it was there. Before investing, it was there. Insurance came with it. Fuel came with it. Maintenance came with it. Tires, registration, small repairs, none of them sounded dramatic alone. But together, they turned the car into a monthly priority. Jason could still pay his bills. That made the trap harder to question. He was not drowning. He was just losing room. The kind of room that lets you save after payday. The kind of room that lets one unexpected bill stay small. The kind of room that lets you say no to extra hours. The car payment did not feel like a crisis. It felt like a normal bill. But normal bills still moved to the front of the line, and every month, this one arrived before his future. The real cost was not hiding in the car. It was hiding in everything Jason kept delaying. The emergency fund that stayed unfinished. The investing he said he would start later. The career move he kept postponing. The job he wanted to leave but could not risk leaving. The city he thought about moving to but never seriously planned for. That was the opportunity cost. Not a number on a sticker. Not a line in a contract. The cost was the future that kept getting pushed 1 month farther away. Jason could make the payment. That was not the question anymore. The question was what the payment kept taking the place of. Because every dollar sent to the car could not also build flexibility. It could not also build options. It could not also buy him time. The car did not just cost him money. It cost him room to choose, and that is why the trap was so hard to see. He could afford the car, but he could not afford everything the car delayed. The lesson was not that cars are bad. For many people, a reliable car is necessary. Jason was not wrong to want one. The mistake was measuring the decision only by the payment, because a payment can fit your budget and still shrink your life. It can be affordable this month and expensive across your future. That is the part most people miss. They ask, can I make the payment? But they do not ask, what will this payment stand in front of? Will it stand in front of savings, in front of emergency cash, in front of investing, in front of the freedom to leave, in front of the life I am trying to build? Jason thought the question was whether he could afford the car. But the better question was whether he could afford everything the car delayed. Because normal payments can still build hidden cages, and affordable payment does not always mean affordable life. The trap was not that Jason could not afford the car. The trap was what the car stopped him from building.